Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have a VW up exclamation mark, and this is a stage 2 detail with no extras, professional detail of course. And as you know, the VW up exclamation mark is the premium in the up range, so it's quite nice to have that on the drive today. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So this vehicle is riddled with dirt, mud, dust, grime, hay, seeds, you name it, it is in or out of this car. It has been absolutely trashed as the owner has been using it as a farm vehicle, really. I know a VW Up as a farm vehicle, it's not really conventional, is it? So there is a lot of mud everywhere, and unfortunately the owner doesn't have any mats, which means it will be much harder to get all of this dirt, seeds, hay, everything up. It will be much harder because usually the quality of carpet is worse on the bottom than it usually is on the mats. So as you can see here, there is just so much dirt everywhere, a lot of seeds. The owner has obviously been transporting seeds back and forth from the farm to different places on the farm. So anyway, now just getting onto the pre-wash rinse, and that is very important to prep the paint for the washing stage, just to try and get all of those big pieces of dirt off the paint before we start the washing phase. And that's just so that we don't cause any scratching when we are washing. We don't want to get any big pieces of dirt stuck in our woolies, which could possibly scratch the paint, and we don't want to risk that. Anyway, I won't say much more right now, so just sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So as you can see here, I'm just doing the door jambs, and a lot of people think this isn't really necessary as it's not really a part that you see much. But ask yourselves, when you open a car door or the boot, what is the first thing you see? The first thing you see, the first bit of paintwork you see are the door jambs. So if that's got a little mud in it, you're not going to be very happy after you've paid someone to detail your car, professionally detail your car, and it's still got mud in places that you can see. So that's why I think it's very important to make sure we get all of that mud out, just so the owner has a nicer experience when using their car. So now we have finished pre-washing the paint, prepping the paint. We are focusing on the wheel wells, and as you can see there is a lot of mud coming out of these wheel wells, which tells me that the owner has been driving off-road on this farm where he's been working, which in an up I don't really think is a good idea, but pay. If it's the only vehicle you've got, you might as well just use it, earn some money over the summer. So yeah, we're just getting all the mud out of that and then washing the wheels. The owner doesn't have alloys, they are just, I don't know what they're called, but they're just things that you put on top of the wheels, and they look quite nice anyway, but we'll make sure to get them nice and clean before we then go ahead and wash the paint. So again, we are using our foam gun to wash the paint as well as our 3-bucket method. It's just a really nice way of getting a big layer of soap across the car before you start with your 3-bucket method. It makes the washing stage much easier because you're able to, as like I am doing now, go around with your detailing brush and get in all of those tight spots that you necessarily can't reach with your woolies. So it just makes the whole process a little easier, and it makes sure that we get in all of those crevices before we, as we are now, going ahead with the washing stage with our 3-bucket method and our woolies. So we are now just rinsing off the paint after we have thoroughly washed it, just to get any remaining pieces of dirt that may still be on the paint in those little soap particles that are left on the paint. I want to make sure we get all of those off. As you can see, I've just missed a spot there, so I've gone back to correct that. And it also means that you don't get any soap markings on your paint when we come to the drying stage, which is very important because it can ruin the look of the car. Trust me on that. And then now we are going around with our iron decon spray. Very important because it's not necessarily things, iron particles are not necessarily things you can see, but they are very harmful to your paint. They can increase the chances of rusting, and they can create these big holes where that can eventually lead to a big patch of rust, which nobody wants in their car. One, it ruins the look of the car, and two, it costs a lot of money, because the only way really to fix rust is to put a new piece of metal on the car and then get it repainted, which is very expensive. So it's very, very important that we get all of those iron particles off before we then dry the paint and wax it. Talking about drying the paint, we are now on that stage, and as you can see, my father has come out to help me, and that is due because it was raining and I needed someone to dry the paint so I could apply the wax while the paint was dry. Otherwise we wouldn't get the same finish, and it wouldn't be protecting the paint as well as anyone would like, as well as the owner would like. So it's definitely necessary to make sure that you have someone to help you dry the paint if you are waxing in the rain. So now, after finally finishing that incredibly dirty exterior, all of the mud the owner has got on the vehicle during their job at the farm, we are now moving on to the incredibly tough and long task of the interior. As you can see, I'm just removing all of the owner's personal belongings. I like to put that in a bag so that they can then sort out what they would like to keep in their car and what they wouldn't. But it also just makes the vacuuming process, which we are on now, much easier. So sadly, the owner didn't opt for the shampoo treatment on the carpets and cloth seats today, which means that we may not be able to get out all of the discoloring from the carpets and the seats. But if you've been watching this channel and you know me, I will try my absolute hardest to get every single piece of dirt off with the equipment that I have and can use without using the extractor machine and our APC all-purpose cleaner. So just onto the vacuuming stage, and I warn you, it is quite a long stage, but it's very, very necessary to get all of these pieces of seeds, dirt and mud off the carpets to try and get the condition of the vehicle back to what it was like when they bought it a few years ago. So after finally removing all of the dirt and seeds we possibly could from the carpets, as the carpets aren't great quality, they are really bad quality actually, so shame on UVW, makes it very hard for us detailers here. So because it's a stage 2 detail, we are going to go ahead, as you can see, with the cleaning stage using our special researched cleaning product, and we're using a sponge to distribute that and a detailing brush for the tight spots. But after that, as I said, it's a stage 2 detail, so we will go ahead with the protectant, the UV protectant, to protect all of the plastics and the main console area from the sun, really, just so that the console area and the plastics carry on looking amazing for a very, very, very long time. So I highly recommend, it's a big point for the stage 2 detail. I highly recommend getting the stage 2 detail if you want your car to stay looking how good it will look when you pick it up for a long time. I've had many customers come and tell me how much they've appreciated the fact that it has stayed very, very clean for a very, very long time, and they've loved having that. They've loved being able to drive around in it and not have to worry about fading on the plastics or anything like that. But the main thing is they love getting in their car a few months after, a few weeks after, and it just looking just as clean as it was when they picked it up. So if you are interested in getting your car detailed, please message us on our Facebook pages or through our email, which is on the About section of our channel, and we would be more than happy to sort out a time for any detail you would like. I'm more than happy to do any vehicle you like. So please message us if you would like one of these details. Well guys, that is the end of the video. We are finishing up with the glass, and then we are going to put some tyre shine onto the tyres to make them look amazing, which is involved in the stage 2 detail as well. So just coming up as a before and after montage, and don't be alarmed because some of the videos are from before and some of them are after, just to show you the transformation this vehicle has been through. So thank you guys very much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe and put the notification bell on so that you will be notified when we release more content exactly like this.